hello to everyone. And actually, I quite like this topic, self-discipline, and I find it a little bit a delicate topic. Um, I explain in a moment why I think it's a delicate topic and an interesting one. But let's start with just 3-4 minutes of meditation so that we arrive here and can finish off whatever we have done in our minds also. So let us just take 2-3 minutes. Any meditation, we start with relaxing the body. I relax my legs, the body, the arms. Also the face is very important, the skull. And I create a feeling of being loved inside. A very soft feeling of being loved. And this energy of love creates an aura all around me. I am now surrounded by this aura of love. And I feel very much protected. Because nothing negative can come to me. I just sit in this aura and let this love do its work. The work of making me very soft inside. Soft and secure. For one more moment I visualize the aura of love around me. And while I continue to stay in this aura, I can open my eyes and I become present in my respective place and in this very moment. Thank you. I just enjoyed how actually the atmosphere transformed. And I feel even if it's through computer, amazingly still it works then. Together when we connect and we have same thoughts, then we create this atmosphere very easily. Discipline, self-discipline. Why I think it's a delicate topic. Because I think on the one hand we understand very clearly the importance of self-discipline. And we have experienced the benefit of self-discipline. But on the other hand, I think maybe all, maybe just most, have also experiences of getting frustrated with self-discipline. Anyway, with discipline, we have an aim and we feel, yes, this is what I'm going to do. And in one moment, it seems to be the most important thing in your life. At the next moment, you just don't do it. And we don't even know why. We just don't do it. Or even worse, we've even forgot about it. And 2-3 days later, we remember, oh yeah, that was so important to me. So what happened in between? And I think what we then do not do is to really look and, yes, what happened in between? Or why did it not happen? And I must say, first time I really looked in depth into this topic, because I also have these two experiences. On the one hand, I experienced success with discipline. On the other hand, I had these experiences of frustration. And so let us look into the depth of what's going on inside. What are the mechanisms inside which actually prevent us from having this discipline? And discipline, of course, there's two different ways we can look at discipline. Discipline can be something given by outside. And this is described very well in the flyer. Something that's imposed on us, even a well-meant advice can be something, from a friend. Yeah, you just have to do this. I know it will be good for you. But still, it's something imposed from outside. And actually, we don't really like that. We want to be free. I think this is really human nature, the soul's nature. We like freedom. Because after all, who knows really what is good for me? Who knows? Who can tell me? Other than God and myself. But of course, also it happens to us that we think, I know what is good for you, what is good for others. So we're on the same boat. But here we're not talking about discipline, we are talking about self-discipline. And I think it gives a completely different flavor to it. Self-discipline has a lot to do with what I want to do, what is important to me. Let me do that which is important to me. Let me achieve the aims that I choose for myself. And then to achieve that, yes, then self-discipline is needed. And when I started thinking about the topic, I've kind of found it difficult. Well, am I rather a disciplined person, one with self-discipline, or not? And I know, as Umang just described, I'm aware that others would perceive me as being a disciplined person. And I myself really had doubt about that. So what I did, I just made a list. And if you're fine with that, I would like just to spare 2 minutes that you yourself make a list for yourself. Just grab a pen and a piece of paper, and you have 2 columns. On one column, you write where you are successful in maintaining this self-discipline. And don't spare out any little things, like there's this classical example of washing the teeth. We do it. We just do it, whether we like it or not. So make 2 columns. One where you are successfully self-disciplined, and another column where you feel in this area I'm not so much successful. So on the basis of that 2 columns that you're going to write now, we will then continue. This is also a way to appreciate the many little tasks we do every day in a disciplined way, self-disciplined way, because there's actually many. Umang is writing very eagerly. Great.
I think I wish we had column 3 where you're partly successful and partly not successful.
Be generous. Be generous with yourself. So, when I did these two columns, and what I found interesting is, yes, there are things where I don't manage to show this, to live these self-disciplines. But I found that in many areas there is discipline, and I think that's for all of us. And it's important to realize that we actually do have this power of being disciplined. We carry that inside us. Because when you think of your job, how much discipline do you show there? It's actually amazing, and in a very natural way. There's a lot of discipline, a lot of energy of discipline. Or a very extreme example is a mother with a newborn baby. How much discipline is there? So, but then what happens? Why are we sometimes disciplined and why are we not? So let us ponder on this question a bit. And when I looked at my list, and now I show here a flip chart that I prepared. Oh, interesting. It changed. Do you see that now in the right way?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
yeah, no, we can see.
Okay, good. For me, it's like turned
It's a
around.
reverse, as if you're watching it in a mirror.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, so for you, it's visible. That's good. So I found it very interesting to see what is behind self-discipline. And I found wherever there is discipline, there would be love for doing this. This makes it easy to be disciplined. I like doing it. But actually, I have already written it, and then I thought, actually, it's more appreciation. Appreciation. I come back to that. No, maybe I give now examples. What we like doing. Does somebody has to remind you? What we appreciate. Does somebody have to remind you? You don't forget do this? No, you do it naturally because you like doing it. And this morning, here in the center, we were sharing just a moment about the topic, and someone said, it's amazing, I have this good natural product, food supplement, and I know it's very good for me, but then I don't take it. And I think we can relate to that. And then I was thinking, what is happening actually? And then I found it happens to us because we don't value it enough. We don't appreciate it. For example, if you were in a situation where you really have maybe even a lack of food, or you know that this is something very important to me, then you would appreciate it very much. Every little pill with these natural ingredients, you would already look forward in the evening. Tomorrow I'll be taking the next one. And there will be this appreciation. So when there is love for doing something or this appreciation, this actually helps us to be self-disciplined. And then the second point was when I just related that to me, and I then found probably this is quite general. When I understand something, when I understand the importance of something, and then I would do it. Connected with our work, for example. Maybe there's things you don't even like too much, you do, but You appreciate your work, that you have a job at all, and then you understand the importance, so you do it. And the third ingredient of self-discipline I found is the intuition. Something that calls you inside. This is right for me. This is important. Do it. Do it. And this is not scientifically proven, but I was reflecting on it and I thought it could be actually quite complete, these three little points. And then I was thinking, probably only one needs to be very strong. And then if one of the three is missing, you still have the self-discipline. And then reflecting on it, I thought, no, I think all three have to be there. All three. If you make all three very strong, and then we can be self-disciplined. And I think it has to be connected with a specific aim that I have. It doesn't make sense to say or to have the aim, okay, now I lead a life of self-discipline. Probably this is not realistic, but we have a specific aim, and then we go for that aim. So we come back to that point. But now, very strange thing happens actually. Sometimes you love doing something or you appreciate it. I understand the importance of it. And I feel the inner call. Yeah, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. And then what happens? I don't do it. How is this possible? Maybe you just reflect on that for 1 minute. When I love something and I understand it's important, and from inside even this call tells me, yeah, this is good for you. Why do I still not do it? What could be the reason? I find that probably all the many reasons that could be there, maybe we could even reduce that to one single fact that there is not enough love for the soul. We could say self-love, but self-love, I found it's a bit too superficial. No, really deep love for the inner self. Deep love for the inner self. If this love was very strong and would not fluctuate, just think about it. Why would you not do what you like doing and you understand its importance and what you feel, I want to do that? Why would you not do it? But then something else comes along and takes over in our priority list. For example, very practically speaking, does it not happen to us that we have a task and it's good to do that task and it's important, but then we feel inside it's time for a break. It's time for a break, but then we don't do it. We don't do it for some reason, and then we get exhausted. And this is what I mean. There is still not enough love for the self. The love for the task or the task itself takes over. Or it could be something different. I have an aim for myself. I know how to come closer to this aim step by step. But then others come along and influence me. They have their opinion. And I give them maybe the opinions of others priority rather to do what I think is good for me. Or I give my regard in others' eyes. I make this the most important. And so I go against my values. Does this all make sense? And I thought, if it really can work with these 4 points, it's even two. One is love for the soul, and this has to do with the aim we have. And then we could bring about self-discipline. And so the aim for this conversation with all of you was really to make it as practical as possible, because I thought what it really should not be is that we talk about self-discipline and then it leads to another frustration. Maybe during the talk you tell yourself, okay, yes, now I go for this and I know what I want, and then again it will not happen. Because I think nowadays we have to make it very simple for ourselves, because we have so much information, we have so much influence, maybe we have even many aims. I want to do this and this, I want to correct in myself, and I want to go for that. And so there's a complexity that it's difficult to handle. But when we downsize that, and when we become very focused on something, there will be success, and this success will bring a lot of good feelings, a lot of inner strength, and a lot of inner contentment, and actually also self-respect and self-love. So where is the starting point? Knowing this, where do I start? And I would like to do a 3-steps process. Very simple. And I think all these steps are relevant. And of course, being a principal, I cannot leave you alone at the end without giving you homework. I would rather not call it homework, but exercise for the self. Exercise for the true love of the true self. This is what you will get to know about at the end. So this is a quote I really like very much. When I read that, it struck my heart. I thought, this is so intelligent and it's so deep. And this is from Daddy Junkie. And she said, know the life you want to live and live that life. Isn't that on spot? And it's so powerful and it's so simple, and it has to do a lot with self-discipline. Know the life you want to live. What life do I want to live? What goals do I want to set for my life? Now, very quickly we can say, oh yeah, this would be good, and this, and I'm sure all of you here who are listening, you are not materialistic persons. It's not that we go for fancy external stuff too much. But even when it comes to working on ourselves, we can very quickly say, oh yeah, this I want to change in myself, and this I want to change, and I would like to be more tolerant and more this and that. And so we are very quick in saying this, and then it doesn't happen, and then frustration comes. But know the life you want to live. What do I really want? What is my thing? What is knocking at the door of my heart? Maybe for years. Maybe for years. And to be honest, there's a few things, and probably many of us have that. Not too many things, but there's a few things in my life that for years they knock onto my heart, telling me, come on, this is what is important for you. This is what you really want. And I'm talking about self-transformations, things I want to work on myself. And it can then happen that we postpone things. Maybe it seems too big, or we seem too weak to achieve that. Or maybe the love for the inner self is not strong enough. But I think now is the time we can no longer look away. We really have to see what is this inner call? What is this inner call? And when we listen to this call, and when we work on that, and then step by step, we get success in bringing that into my life, live that life, then I feel a big change will happen inside. Because when I do this one main thing, it has some special importance for me personally. And if I work on that, it will bring along many different changes that come for free, basically. You work on one thing, on your thing, and then many other changes, you get them for free. So what is it? And I like this, this expression, and I really feel it's true. It's the season of change. Now is the season of change. The season of change means, like the different fruits, they have seasons. For example, now in Switzerland, there's the season for cherries. Cherry, such a wonderful fruit, but the season is very short, actually. No, this can happen that you think, okay, now they're still expensive. Maybe I'll buy them a little bit later, but then suddenly the season is over and you won't get any cherries. And then no, you go to the shop and they will tell you, excuse me, season is over, you missed it. And we don't want to happen that with inner change. And the season means, why is now the season of change? Because the knowledge that we need for change is there. Spiritual knowledge. No, maybe you heard many of these talks, and all the knowledge is there. We know who we are a soul, to whom we belong to the Supreme Soul. We know. Knowledge is there, and then God's availability is there. When would God be the most available? When there's the most difficulties, when His help is the most needed. And yeah, the world is in a delicate situation. I think by now we all have come to know that. And why is it also the season of change? Because we are getting ready for it. Especially we in Western countries. We had many things. We live, most of us, comfortable life. Comfortable in the sense of we have really a roof, we have security, we have food of decent quality. So this is there. But still, we now feel there is something more. I am ready. I'm ready for more now. And I'm not satisfied anymore with any of this superficial stuff. Entertainment. I'm not satisfied anymore with entertainment. So it's a season of change. And when we have a spiritual aim for ourselves, and then we draw God's help. Spiritual aim, it's all very logical. This is not a religious thought. This is a logic behind it. When there is a spiritual aim, spiritual energy is needed. And if my aim is pure and benevolent for myself and for others, and then for the spiritual energy that's needed, I would pull that automatically. God is there to provide this energy needed. So now this is the first part of the homework or love for the self exercise. I suggest you do either for a whole day or at least for half a day. You go for a walk just for yourself. You go in nature, and actually I was thinking, oh, is there any forests at all in London? So I was checking on Google, and I saw yes, there's many parks and woods, and so there's no excuse about that. But when you go, and this is really a laugh, I don't know what is an English expression, a laugh walk with you, the self, with the soul. And you go with this question, what is the life I want to live? What is the life I want to live? What is the life I want to live? So even when you go with public means to this place, this is the question you hold in your mind constantly. And let it penetrate, let it sink into your heart. What is actually the life I want to live? And it does not mean at all that we need to resign for our jobs and this and that. It has really to do with something internal. And it would be something, the soul everybody has a great capacity, a speciality. And the soul is waiting for you to lift that capacity. Let's say someone is really a very powerful soul, or a very, very loving soul. Now, what life you want to live? I want to show that power. The soul wants now to show that power. Or no. For example, silence. To me, silence is so attractive. And I find it needs courage. It needs courage. If you feel, actually, I want to live a life that is based on a kind of silence and introvertedness. I want depth in my life. Anyway, this can be very individual for all of us. But maybe you really want to take this opportunity to take half a day for yourself. And I think it's important to really go out and to move those who can carry this question in the heart. What life do I want to live? And live that life. Live that life, then we are back with our topic. Because self-discipline, as I said, we want to experience this self-discipline, this power with something specific. Something you find out for yourself. And then, this is an addition. Let's say, your aim is, this is your star in your life. Do that. Can you see that?
Yeah, we can see that.
Okay, so we have a starting point.
Okay.
We have a starting point, and your aim would be on an energetically, on a spiritually higher level. So, with self-discipline, how do you get from where you are to the star, what you want to reach? And it seems very logical that we need regular inputs of energy. We need regular inputs of energy to keep going. Otherwise, we run out of speed, of steam, and we won't get there. But again, this is not hard work. This has to do with love. It's a big difference. Because after all, this star, you say for yourself what this star is, where you want to reach. It's not given by outside. So now we are at this, now the second step in self-discipline. First step was to find out, not to take something superficial and then, oh, self-discipline again, it didn't work. No, take this, what is most important for you. And then now we look at this. How can we keep going? How do we get this energy? And so we are back to this part here. First, and then this is the second step, the second love exercise for the self. Daily, and actually when I sing this, I really listen myself. It's something I want to put into practice myself. Daily, we need to take time to love the self, to love the soul. Make daily time for the soul, to love the soul. And this expression, just love yourself, it comes very quickly over the lips. But what does it mean practically? Isn't it? Many times by now we heard, just love yourself. Okay, how do I do that? No, if you tell someone, I have very good feelings, I really love you, I love you, and the person says, well, I didn't notice so far. So then this love is not real. The love, it has to be expressed somehow. So when I was thinking, okay, if I really want to spend every day a little bit quality time with the self, if I want to love the self every day, so that I keep nourishing this good feeling to create this stability of self-love inside. A few different things came to my mind, and probably when you start thinking about it and experiment with it, then many other things you come to your mind. One is, it sounds so simple, but just sit with the self. Have a cup of tea and sit with the self. No WhatsApp, no SMS, no emails, nothing. Just sit with the self. I remember when I did, maybe it's about 10 or not too long ago, I did that the first time. Really sit with yourself and have a cup of tea. Something got moved so deep inside, I almost got tears. It was something the soul was longing for. Oh, okay, now it's only about me. It's only about the soul. And then, of course, it would be meditation. But meditation maybe could be your aim. I want to make meditation, the connection with the Supreme Source. I want to make that my lifestyle. But what else is it? How do you give love to the self. You take yourself for a walk. You read something spiritual that you have been having on the shelf for several months, and you don't make time, even though you're really looking forward to read it, but we don't make time, maybe. I'm just giving examples. But the time, I think the time is the container that we need to prepare the time, and then with what you fill this container. I think there's many possibilities. Writing a poem. This would be the second step. Daily taking time. Why do I emphasize it so much? Let me remind us what we said. We have this very strange situation that we love doing something, we understand the importance, and from inside, I know, yes, I want to do that, but then we don't do it because there is not much love for the self. We don't give other things priority. And if you create this habit, this healthy habit of making time for the self, making time to love the self, then it's like we're creating the healthy habit to uphold the priority of self-love. And then we don't go against our values, against our aims. Now the third step is a very lovely one. It has to do with this. And without this, I think in today's world, it will be difficult to reach here. And that is, every morning you create new enthusiasm for your star, for your aim. Every morning you check, am I still enthusiastic? And then we would feel, no, there is not so much enthusiasm anymore. And then what can we do? Again, here there is love and appreciation. You increase your appreciation again. You increase your understanding. Why did I want to do that? What did I understood at that point when I selected this star, this aim? Why was it so important to me? And then it's like you renew your understanding, you renew your appreciation, and then you listen again to this inner call. Yes, if I'm honest, it is still important to me. And I think if we do that every morning, it will have a big impact. And again, when I say this every morning, immediately, what happens to me, maybe for you the same, immediately, there could be a thought like, or this feeling, every morning. But this is something we want. It's not something external given. It is for us, the soul, only. It's only to remind myself, to increase again the enthusiasm. So you do this every morning. Ideally, when you wake up, not only when you then have your morning coffee, but when you wake up. First of all, you remind yourself, I'm a powerful soul. I try to do that every single morning. I'm a powerful soul. I'm a child of God. And then you remind yourself of this, of your aim. And then you go into your day And then, of course, this is then difficult to keep this aim even during the day as a priority. If you manage, then it's excellent. But in the morning, we have control. We have the most control over our time and over our thinking. That's why the importance is the emphasis is really on the morning. But if you can remind yourself during the day, that's excellent. Even, for example, um, if someone has the aim, I want to bring about peace in my life. I need now my life to make my life to be peaceful. So when you then drive to work, for example, or when you go to see your family or friends, let's keep to this example of going to work. It works actually very well to say, this is my utmost priority. It's more because we are trying to do a good job anyway. No, often, for example, when I would go and have a meeting, and I knew that this meeting there could be a little bit, tension, and already before the meeting I felt a bit tense inside. So I would drive to work, and I would empower myself internally. I told myself, my aim for this meeting is I maintain my peace. I don't have to be right. I don't mind losing my face. I don't have to decide. I want to maintain my peace. And this is so, now, this is really nice because the way then the meeting goes about is definitely different. It's not that if we have this spiritual aim that we lose control in the meeting, not at all. It's actually the other way around. So this is during the day. And then in the evening, you take 5-10 minutes to check what I wanted for my day. Did it happen? When I compare with the star here, did I live that? Where could I live it? Where did I manage? Where did I not manage? Okay, doesn't matter. Next day will be another chance. But it raises the awareness. And then this is self-reflection. And then self-reflection, when I do it properly, I'm always astonished about the impact of self-reflection. I feel that I become very calm inside. I don't know why actually, but it's just this looking at the self. Okay, what happened? What was good? What I could do maybe differently? Do I need to think about something tomorrow? What is connected with me? What is connected with today? Can I let go all the rest? And then you go to sleep with a clear mind, and you become very silent inside. Nice feeling. And then the fourth step, I guess you get you had the first three steps. The fourth step is just a reminder, be mindful of influences. If we are aware there will be influences, then we can protect ourselves more consciously. Influence is from the atmosphere. For example, when your aim is, I want to bring about deep peace in my life. This is my star. Then be aware, the atmosphere won't support you. It's not, the atmosphere won't support you, but you will transform the atmosphere. So if you are aware of that, at work, okay, now I go to work. I know the atmosphere there is not so peaceful, so let me bring about peace there. People need it. It makes you powerful rather than being influenced and not knowing why I'm now not peaceful. I don't know, nothing happened. Influence of others. Others basically do not um, necessarily want to change you. For example, when you have the aim, your star is to, I want to be more powerful, I want to be more true to myself, then be aware that not everybody wants you to be powerful. So it may be a challenge to others, but um, people need examples. People need examples. For example, at work, and when there was like gatherings and I would not drink alcohol, for example. Or when there's even something to eat and then I only have a bit of salad and I would certainly not touch meat. And so people, they may make fun of you, but it's actually a loving type of fun. I think this is more testing because they know that it's something good you're doing. I find it very interesting, taking this example of a vegetarian. Let's say 30 years ago, it would have been very strange, someone not eating meat, and in the society it was rare. Maybe not so much in the Indian community, but yeah, it was something uncommon. So maybe you had to justify, definitely explain and justify. And so I say this: people need examples. Now look what happened 2-3 decades later. If you ask someone, are you vegetarian? What do they say? No, but I eat only a little of meat. So, no, me not saying anything, I don't mind. You can eat meat. No, it's not my thing. But people themselves, they immediately excuse themselves for eating meat. So interesting. And I only take this as an example that people on the first sight may not support you in achieving your aim, but they watch you and then they take power from you. Um, People need examples of others. They need to see others who have their values and are strong enough to live up to their values. Because if you who listen to these kind of things, if it's not you who are these examples, then tell me who then. There's no others around. So it's you who are the guiding stars, so to say. And I think we need to have this self-respect. We need to have this self-respect. I once heard that, and I can relate to that so much. And actually, just a few days back, it became real. Someone said that no, in my family, nobody's interested in meditation. Nobody has any interest. But I know when they are in when they are in troubles, they will come to me. It's like a security belt. They know this is the address I can go to. And I really experienced this exactly this way. Somebody who was not interested at all. But then when there is difficulties arising, the same person says, yeah, I need to talk to you. And we need to be aware that People watch you, people see you, people see something special in you, and they know that this is where I can knock at the door and even maybe ask, but only to take inspiration only. So when we have our aim and we work on that with love, with self-discipline, it's not only for us. It's quite an empowering thought. It's not only for us. It will have an impact. And this again, this is on an energy level also. There will be an impact in society. And we see that happening with many good things. How something gets triggered off, and at the beginning it seems like there's a few crazy ones who start something, but then people start understanding. Well, this is important what these people have to tell. So this is basically what I wanted to share with you. And the most important to me was really, is it simple? Is it simple? And we can check again the whole process to see, is it simple enough? The first step was, I need to know what is important for me, for my life. And then you set your aim for your self-discipline. You set your aim. This may be 1, 2, 3, but probably not more. Probably not more. Know the life you want to live and live that life. And then the second step is to make this foundation of deep self-respect, deep love for the innermost self, very deep, with daily giving a bit time specifically for this. This is not only about self-discipline. This will have a very stabilizing effect, impact in our life. Then the third step is for our aim to increase, to reawaken the enthusiasm every morning, so that we can feel again the inner call, oh yes, this is important. And the fourth is be aware there will be influences. And maybe you want to even write down what the influences could be. Here we give energy. Again, every day we give energy that we may reach this star. But then the influence, they pull us down. And so if you are aware what the influences are, then you are more protected. One influence is also, listen to that, self-deception. Self-deception. After 2 days you say, oh no, I think it's not so important. We call that Maya, Indian mythology, Maya, illusion. It's like a veil is put over my intellect and understands the importance not anymore. Self-deception comes with this illusion, or another self-deception. I'll do it next week. Another self-deception, one for me, I don't have time. A long time I thought I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. And when I'm honest, it's not true. It's not true. So, and you may find out more for yourself. Oh, I'm watching the time. At the beginning, I thought I have lots of time, and then I don't know, Umang, are there questions?
Um, I'm just going to send a message. If people have any questions, they can send a chat. They can sort of put a message on the chat box.
Mhm.
But I just wanted to just share something to add. I think it just because I really like the whole idea of when I spoke about love, understand, and intuition. I can just share from my experience. I really found the whole the three words very relevant, very relevant. So one of the things which I consciously I like to sort of know or read or watch a lot about politics, economics of UK, India, and across the world, what's happening. And what I would do is I would generally watch just before I go to sleep. And then I realized it wasn't a good thing. It wasn't, I wouldn't wake up with a good frame of mind
Ah,
early
yeah,
morning. So
true.
then I would always make sure that I have at least a gap of 45 to 1 minutes before I watch something, news or politics or news. But there have been times where I might have failed something. That's what I think I really like the whole thing about to understand the importance that why do you want to sleep early? Why do you want to have a clean mind
Mhm.
before going to sleep? I think it's just me sharing. So yes, at times I have failed, but it really sort of undermines, it really sort of draws that point very clear to have the importance of any uh, action or why you are doing, why the need to self-discipline yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah. Yo, Umang. Yeah, just for example, this going to bed, it seems to be something minor, but the way we go to bed actually tells a lot about our relationship with ourselves. I've never put it in these words before, but I just realized now. Um, we know the impact of waking up in the morning, not having slept enough, being still tired, and making this the foundation for my day. How is going to be my day, when I wake up in the morning and I'm not rested? Or uh, when I go to bed and, as Umang said, I indulge in entertainment of watching news. For example, Sisa Jayanti, probably many would know her. Just today, actually, she shared. It's true. The news, it has such an impact on the mind. So when I read it before before going to bed, there is my priority. It's completely out there. It has nothing to do with me. I'm disconnected from myself. And I will take this feeling of being disconnected to some extent. I will take it into the sleep. But if I take this time at the end, um, self-reflection, coming back to myself, giving love to the self, appreciation what went well during the day, and then it reconnects me. All the scattered parts. It reconnects me with me, the soul, and then as a whole being, you go to sleep. And the best is you connect with the Supreme Soul, you connect with God, whatever relationship you practice, whatever name you like. But then this connection at the end has an influence. And I saw there is one question. Maybe we can take it up. And
Yeah.
uh, the enthusiasm. How do you increase the enthusiasm? The third step in the morning. Enthusiasm. what is this feeling of enthusiasm? The feeling of enthusiasm is when you feel this energy and the will and the possibility, and it comes from inside. I want to do that. I will do that. This is important. And interesting enough, it must not be that you necessarily love very much what you mean, but what you want to do. You know, sometimes we understand from it comes from inside. This is very important for me that I do this. But actually, it's a huge challenge to do it. So the feeling would rather say, no, 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 no. But you know, at this moment, you cannot trust your feelings, but you trust your intuition. Intuition tells you, go for it. It's a challenge. I know. The feelings say, no, 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 at some other point of time. So enthusiasm is this voice inside that tells you, it's important. Go for it. I know. And it's based on understanding also. So it's just in the morning, you remind yourself of what is actually your aim, what is my star. And it's well possible that you remind yourself of this star and you feel, oh yes, still, I feel the aim is still alive. But at some point, because of some influence, the aim would feel a little bit stale or dead, even though you haven't reached it. So you have to give this aim new life and not say too quickly, oh, probably it's not so important. No, you understood it is important. Not to quickly put aside, this is self-deception, but give new life to it. Understand why at some point did I feel it so important? What if I reach this aim? What will be the impact in my life? Coming back to the same example, if I really become this beacon of peace, this pillar of peace, what would be the impact in my life? I bring this peace into my work and I come back, still feeling this peace. And I go out influencing rather than being influenced. There may be a challenging situation in the family, but you being there and spreading this peace, it will calm others down. Someone tells something, someone says something, challenges you. When you talk back, the problem is born. And you will have to deal with this problem. Energy will be lost, time will be lost. But if you manage to remain silent, problem is solved. And you remain in your peace and your self-respect. This was just an example how through understanding the importance of the aim, new enthusiasm comes back. Enthusiasm now.
Right.
So bear for my Swiss accent.
No, no, no. And just, I think it's a connected question. Then probably, possibly that could be the last question.
Mm-hmm.
They send it to me. What if someone struggles to decide an aim? So they're not sure about the aim.
Yeah, very
I'm
nice.
not sure about the aim. I think it's a very very nice question.
Actually. A very good question. Then I suggest don't go for half a day for a walk, but do a 2 days walk. Because why is there insecurity about the aim? Because we are also influenced. Let's say you feel something inside. Oh, this is important to me. And then very quickly the intellect, the understanding, or the part that is socialized, opinions that I've taken in, maybe the intellect very quickly says, you don't manage, not you. Or he says, no, that's not so important. Look, others, they do it also. That's not important. And so there is this inner battle. Your conscience tells you something, and then social opinion, you see something different. And also the inner voice tells you something different in the head. This is more in the head. Oh, this can be things that parents told us, or teachers told us, or friends told us. So, and then we need to come to the bottom of the soul, where there is the insecurity is gone about, is this the right thing? And you feel this is the right thing. And even if the whole world tells me something different, I know this is the right thing. And I really believe we come to that point. We can reach that point where you feel this is the most important thing for me. Maybe it's to fix a relationship that is, that is difficult for years, and you long time lost hope that it could be any better at some point. You just gave up. But the soul realizes, actually, I'm just keep losing energy, losing energy, losing energy. One part of my intellect is always in this relationship. I cannot even be free anymore. So there, recreate this hope. No, it is possible. Every day, let me send positive thoughts, positive thoughts, positive thoughts. So that's why the suggestion to go for a walk with yourself and see what comes from inside. What is the life you want to live? What is the life I want to live? This question, what is the life I want to live?
Thank you. Thanks, Brother Matthias. I think what we'll do is, before we wind up, it'd be lovely to have again a guided commentary.
Again, I relax my body. I relax my breathing. I relax my whole inner being and outer being. And I create a very good feeling for myself. No need to be perfect. No need to be extraordinary in any skills. I only need to be myself. The true self. Inside, I give myself a warm smile. And I smile at myself with the deep conviction that I truly deserve to be smiled at. And I imagine the energy of love steadily growing inside, like a rose that is slowly opening. spreading its fragrances all in all directions. And I create a powerful aura of love all around me. I feel very protected in this aura of light, aura of love. I feel protected and soft. And in this aura of light, in this orb of light, the body vanishes, and there is only I, the soul, and light. And this light is very subtle and yet very strong. It's so strong that it attracts the attention of the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Light. Supreme Light is intrigued by this powerful aura and slowly comes down and sits next to me. And a very powerful atmosphere is created in this orb of light. An atmosphere of love and nothing but love. And this atmosphere of love, everything is possible. Any aim is reachable. And there is no negative influence from outside, as I am so much protected. One more moment I spend in this orb of light, in the company of the Supreme Light, who supports me as my spiritual mother and spiritual father. And this feeling of love is the soil in which I will be able to plant the seeds of my aim. And nothing and no one will be able to stop me. Because my aim is spiritual and elevated. My aim is good for myself and good for others. The last moment I feel the power of love. The love for the soul, for myself. And this very good feeling we can silently turn back to our living day-to-day life. And enjoy Sunday evening with myself, the soul. Om Shanti.